You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
What a beautiful day for horses in the morning.
You are listening to the #1 horse podcast in the world. Here is your entertaining look at the horse world and the people in it.
Good Friday morning, everybody. I am Glenn the Geek in Ocala, Florida.
And I'm Jamie Jennings in Norman, Oklahoma. You're listening to Horses in the Morning on the Horse Radio Network for Friday, February 27th, episode 3894, brought to you today by Kentucky Performance Products. Good morning, horse people.
Well, today we're going to finally continue with breeds of the alphabet. I got somebody to do an O. We're going to do the Oldenburg today. Jen Vanover from Maplewood Warmbloods is going to join us today. Thank you, Jen, for saving the day, because I've been trying to get somebody to talk about the letter O forever. So we're going to get past that hurdle today. Today, I also wanted to let everybody know that we are actually recording this on Thursday for Friday's show because we had obligations tomorrow morning. And then I only have one more question. Well,
I'm glad we're recording it today. It's so convenient considering I got about 4 hours of sleep last night. Okay. He's here.
Yay! I got a text at 12:30 last night.
He's so sweet and so pretty. Oh, but I woke up this morning and Chad's like, "You look different." And I'm like, I know. I have that stupid Oura ring that I wear, and yesterday gave me 3 alerts. Like, you are
go to the hospital,
stressed.
ER.
You need to go to the doctor. Yeah. So here's what of course, every single day they've been telling me, but the guy actually called. Well, I called him 16 times and he finally answered, and he was like, he'll be there in the afternoon. I was like, okay, cool. So I had a dentist appointment that I booked 9 months ago that I had to cancel because the horse is going to be here. Horse didn't come. So canceled the appointment. Then I told you guys I had a movie to go to take Lucas to last night. And then I got a call at like 6 and they were like, he's going to be there in 5 hours. 5 hours. And I was like, oh, great. Well, at least he's coming. And he told me the small town in Texas they were driving from. And I'm like, okay. So I'm like, we can go to the movie. So I go to the movie. We sit down in the theater and I get a call. We'll be there in an hour and a half. Son of a... So then I had to Uber home from the movie. I was like, I'll catch you guys later. I have to go. So I get in an Uber and I Uber myself the half an hour home from this theater.
Yeah, that was like $50.
Yeah. And I get there and that son of a gun did not show up until midnight.
That's afternoon in their mind, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so.
It was somebody's afternoon.
I could have stayed at the movie. I could have gone out for drinks afterwards.
Now you have to wait 9 months to go to the dentist.
Yeah, exactly. I rebooked the appointment. It's for May.
Yep.
My teeth fall out. Y'all know why.
Okay. The important question, was the horse in one piece? Okay.
So here's the thing. They pull up and it's probably like, it seems like a 10 to 12 horse slant load. So, but like the airflow, the top where the air goes through it. So it wasn't going to be super hot. So they pull up and I'm like, oh my God, there's a horse in there freaking out. And I was like, oh God, please don't be him. Please don't be him. Please don't be him. And he was in the last stall. So, and again, non-native English speakers.
And this is a slant load. These weren't box stalls. These were slant loads.
These are not box stalls. I'm horrified, but it is over. He's here. So there's a horse in the back one just freaking out. Like Pine Chad was like, is that yours? And I was like, I hope not. So they open the back and they unload on the road. Okay, on the road. I have like a little grass easement and the street. And they unload at midnight on the road the most jacked up stallion, Andalusian stallion I have ever. I mean, they're like, can we tie him to your fence? And I was like, no. Chad was like, that fence is not strong enough. So they made one guy hold him. This horse like gallop circles around him while
did Chad have a horrified look on his face the whole time?
I don't know. It was completely dark. I have no idea. But he was like, no, don't tie him to the fence. You want to tie this crazed, freaking out stallion without a fence around him so he's like, nope. was like, hold him. And then they've got to get another horse out. And so 2 partitions further was another horse who was also not mine, who was also a stallion. And they bring that guy out. I'm like, what? Where are these bands of like hauling Andalusian stallions? Like you never know who you're driving by, right? So they bring that stallion out and he's not freaking out as much, but they bring him out and they tie him to the side of the trailer. So one stallion galloping in circles around with this guy over here, one to the right side of me who is tied to the trailer, snubbed up, and then they go 2 more partitions up to get my horse who's there. And I'm like, I'll get him. They're like, no. They were like, no. So they got him out and brought him in. And of course, like with the stallion galloping around and the other horse pawing tied to the trailer, he like comes out of the trailer like a monster, like leaps off the ramp. It's like, like a Whinnie. I should have recorded those Whinnies for the birthday Whinnie. He was screaming. He's got his little sling schlong hanging out like he's ready to hit the town. That's an official term, by the way. Schling schlong.
So well, it won't get us flagged, probably.
They bring him out, and I'm like, right to the barn. So this guy holds him, and he's wearing like a rope halter that is very frayed, and the lead rope they have is like boat line, like not even a rope, and it's just a rope, like a plastic rope tied to this halter. They bring him into this stop. I was like, just put him in here. He's screaming and running. All my other horses are in the pasture whinnying. Everybody, because there's a galloping stallion in the road. Yeah. Whinnying and screaming.
Your neighbors loved you last night. That neighbor that hates you already was calling the police.
Oh yeah, and they love me more because I built that covered arena. So it's like super love all over the place here. So then I get him in the trailer, and I got to, and I'm like counting $20 bills because I'm not going to give him my credit card. I'm doing cash, right? Yeah. And so I'm like counting 20s with Chad holding up his cell phone flashlight so I can like do this deal in the middle of the street at midnight. I'm counting out 20s for this guy who like does this. And I was like, I need paperwork. And he was like, what's your WhatsApp? And I was like, of course it's WhatsApp. Why wouldn't it be WhatsApp? You're going to WhatsApp me. So anyway, he WhatsApps me the Goggins and Health certificate. Then they have to reload the galloping stallion who shockingly jumped right in.
Oh, wow.
I was like, I cannot believe these horses loaded. And it was the last partition on this long ass trailer. So he jumps in the back. I was like, how is this possible? Anyway, so I go back in the barn and the dude is drinking. He poops and he goes and eats his hay and immediately calmed down. Now, I would like to say that I only showed a picture of his face because his body is disgusting. He has mud that I guess because he left California, they didn't groom him before, after that rainstorm.
5 days, right?
Yeah, so he's been in this disaster area for 5 days. I'd say he is so like I even went in the stall and started brushing him, and he was like leaning into it. He was like, "Thank you, that feels so good." And then I go to brush the part. It was like rubbing I had my hands on gloves, rubbing those on pavement. And I was like, okay, you're getting a bath tomorrow because it's supposed to be like 75 degrees today. So I get to give him a bath. And oh my God, he's so sweet and he's so pretty and he takes really good selfies and he's just awesome. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I haven't been this excited about buying a horse in forever.
Is he horse husband approved?
Oh God, my husband loves nothing more than a buckskin of any kind,
there you go.
So he's like, and I was like, not only did I get my dream Andalusian pony, I also got a buckskin that you're going to love. Like, oh God, he's so pretty.
And then, he looked at the other two and went, oh, we got a good deal. I got a good deal with this one.
They bring that one out. And of course he's this big white stallion, and I was like, I want that one, and then 2 minutes later, I'm like, never mind.
Well, I am so happy you got this horse. This was a nightmare.
Again, I did not plan to provide a month of content on buying
Thank you,
one
by the way.
horse and shipping it here. I'm tired of having stories. I'm going to have no more stories ever because this is going to be the most perfect
I assume
angel.
now the next thing is, well, he's got to be in quarantine, right? Because he was in with all these other horses.
So he's got his own stall. And then once I get done with the show, I'm going to go down and put him in my new covered round pen and he's going to live in there. So we have, I mean, I don't know what is going to happen.
And then snip.
Oh, yeah. As my vet was like, let's give him a little time.
Yeah, probably a good idea to let him settle a day before.
Yeah. And there's no mares on my property. And he's actually really sweet. And I've ridden him. You know, he's a very good boy. So, I mean, if he can do what he did last night, it's just shocking. It was shocking to me. And there was more Andalusian stallions on the trailer and they just split them a partition apiece. I was like, oh my God, why is everything a stallion?
And in case you're all wondering why they were unloading on the road, is that truck would not fit in Jamie's driveway. It wasn't going to happen.
I didn't know what was going to happen, but because the semis, the tractor trailers, I just tell them to pull over because we have this huge grass easement in front of our property. And I was like, clearly they're going to pull over in the road. Nope. They just stopped on the street. I was like, thank God nobody drove by. But yes, whinnying, galloping, screaming. The horse ran out on the road at one point. Like he's lunging it and it's like on the pavement. I'm like, oh God. Let's just give me my horse.
When your neighbor that hates you, that lives right by your arena, decides to move because they're sick of you, you need to buy that house.
I told Chad, I'm like, we're buying that house because I'm not, I already said that. Like, we could just rent it out. So somebody was like,
yes, it's a horse person. I was so happy you got this pony. Now on Monday, we'll hear all about, actually, you haven't spent more than 5 minutes with it last night at 1 a.m. So.
I know. Oh God, but he's so pretty. He's so sweet. I mean, he's a disaster. Like he is a muddy, disgusting mess. And they keep their hair braided and he's got this really long mane. And what they do is they braid it and then there's electric tape around it. So like, I've got to figure out how I'm going to get, I don't even know. You know what? One thing at a time.
We used to use that too. We used to use that for braids. Well, we had name suggestions from the auditors. We'll do that later in the show, okay? We'll see what they came up with and see if any of them will be a keeper. We'll find out. In the meantime,
I do have something special for you later, Glenn. I was sent it's an ad off Craigslist and it is somebody looking for love. And the great thing is they live in Oklahoma. And the even greater thing is, you know how Craigslist does a little circle of location for where things are? It's in Norman.
We'll do that. Wait. Well, how about we do that at the end of Realli BAd Adz today?
Oh, yeah. No, it's the end. It's the end. We don't want to lead with this.
All right, let's do some daily Whinnies. And my computer's thinking about it. Okay, so Wednesday we did this. One of the nice auditors named Lisa actually works with AI and did a bunch of AI happy birthdays. And I played one of them on Wednesday. And I will say, judging by the comments in the auditor room, it was not a hit.
And judging by the comments of your co-host, it was not a hit.
Well, you think you hated Wednesdays. Wait till you hear today's.
No.
Happy birthday to the following auditors. Happy birthday!
Oh, I just went back to immediately was transported to when I was 21 working in the nightclubs in Atlanta. Exactly where I just went. Club 1150 Friday night. Be there.
Nicole Mauser Storer, happy birthday to you. It's the only one this weekend. Nicole, we hope you have a terrific weekend. And I have a second Daily Whinnie, and that's to us.
No more birthdays.
I have a second Daily Whinnie, and that's to us. Let's give ourselves a hand. Applaud.
I don't know why.
And that's because Edison Research did their latest survey. It's called the Share of Ear Study. It studies what people are listening to audio. And it was released February 25th. And for the first time in the history of podcasts, we have officially taken over traditional AM and FM talk radio as the dominant spoken word audio medium in the United States. More people.
Star 94.
More people listen to podcasts than radio the first time. So we're happy.
I feel like I'm like always ahead of the game. Like,
yes. Yeah. In our case, we were 15 years ahead of the game. So they now estimate that there are now 115 million weekly podcast listeners in the United States. And you'll never guess which genre still leads the way.
Well, before you tell me what genre, because I'm pretty sure it's like a very niche group of equestrian.
No, we're not on the list actually.
So when I said I left radio for podcasts, I made a lot more money in radio. Yeah. So is that going to
No kidding. We made a lot more money in everything.
is it going to switch now where like the money in regular radio
yes, if
filter?
I will switch if you start doing a true crime podcast because they're the leader generals, not horses.
She was laying on the bank.
Yes.
Her hand.
19% of all downloads now are true crime. But surprisingly, that's not number one. And this surprised me because I don't listen to any of these. News remains the number one genre. News podcast, 25% of all podcast downloads. I wonder if that includes like NPR and stuff. Because, they get a ton of downloads, so I think that's probably where. But horses, no, you're not going to make that kind of money. However, true crime.
So wait, hold on. 25% was news, 19% true crime, 17 horse talk.
Nope, we weren't on the list anywhere.
Come on.
Yeah. Sports was on the list, but in the sports category, you got to remember there's football and baseball and soccer. So we're way down the list.
We only talk about one sport.
Yeah.
Okay. They talk about all of them.
All right, let's.
Or maybe they're talking about us too. Maybe we're in the sports podcast.
We are classified as a sports podcast, but no, they're not. We're not on the list.
Fine. I'm done. I'm done. I don't have anything to say. I just talked for 5 minutes about.
Okay.
Yeah. Here you go. I'll give it to Ginger for meeting me out there at midnight and going through all this garbage with me.
There you go.
Because here's the fun part. Ginger, secretly, she's a redhead. You would never know it. She's fluent in Spanish. Like fluent. So I was like, I want you out there and I want you
translating.
To hear me talk crap about me.
Oh, and after all the texts you sent, I bet you they did too. They talked a lot of crap about you.
They are so glad to have my horse off their trailer. Oh. Do you have a hard keeper or a performance horse that needs to gain weight while staying calm? Maybe a senior horse who just can't maintain his condition? Or are you looking to keep your mare or stallion in top breeding shape? No, castrated. Or, sorry, that was me. Or do you have a growing horse predisposed to orthopedic issues? Equine nutritionists recommend high quality fat for healthy calories. That's why they formulated Equijewel stabilized rice bran. It features all natural ingredients that are high in healthy fats and fibers and low in starch. Equijewel helps maintain weight for hard to keep horses and those with high energy demands like equine athletes, broodmares, breeding stallions, and growing horses. To learn more, visit kppusa.com. And on a side note, they pretty much sell this stuff at every feed store. Like it's awesome. Like you can just walk in and buy a bag of KPP. I keep this for all the thoroughbreds that are here. Is the stabilized rice bran called Equijewel. Check it out.
It's time for Breeds of the Alphabet. From Arabians to zebras, we take you on an adventure, highlighting a breed for every letter of the alphabet. Can we do it? Stay tuned in 2025 and find out.
I am so excited that we are continuing Breeds of the Alphabet with the Oldenburg, and we have Jen Vanover. She is the owner of Maplewood Warmbloods, and your farm is in New York. You're down in Wellington now, right?
Yeah, Middletown, New York. So it's about an hour and 15 minutes northwest of New York City, but from January through probably the first week of April, we'll be in Wellington, Florida.
Are most of your sales done in Wellington when you're down there?
No, not at all. Quite the opposite. Most of our sales are done in New York. I've just found in Florida that it is a little bit of giving pony rides and not a ton of serious buyers because there's just so many horses in a small space that people just travel around trying horses. And, when I'm in New York, I feel like, when people come there, they're serious because they're, it's a
commitment.
It's just us. It's a commitment. Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense.
So, yeah, but it's, organic sales do happen down here for sure. It's not that I'm opposed to a sale. I just don't come here to push them.
So Maplewood Warmbloods, what's your operation?
Well, obviously we're into Oldenburgs, but it doesn't mean that we're exclusive to that. But yeah, we have 40 horses total. I just did my taxes, so that's how I know exactly what I have.
Inventory.
That's really the only time I know. That's when I have to do inventory, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, and it's kind of, it's 20 years. This is our 20-year reunion coming up here in April in New York. I started in Michigan and then moved out there. So that's kind of exciting. And it's really, I'd actually love to hear other people's thought on what Maplewood is, because I've spent 20 years really trying to make it something different, that it's not just a breeder and that it really truly is about the horse. So I kind of feel like more of a curator in an art museum than I do being the lead or the face of Maplewood. I really try to make sure that the horses are at the forefront and that they're the focus of any media attention or anything like that. So you rarely see photos or videos of me, and none of the interviews I do are ever, I like this or I like that or go me. It's really for me about the horses, and that the business and the brand represents and celebrates the horse.
Well, you'll be happy to know that every guest I have on the show, I run a background check on. With AI now, that's easier. And I found all glowing praise of you. I couldn't find one negative comment, and I looked.
Oh, that is so creepy, dude.
I do it. We have to do it with breeders, and we have to do it with rescues and things like that, because I can't have people on that have a bad reputation, right?
Of course.
So, but you've passed with flying colors. No problem there at all. So,
what does it say about me? I'm frightened. I don't want to know. Never mind. Sorry, I asked. Go ahead.
All right.
Carry on.
We do have you on to talk about Oldenburg. So tell us a little bit about the history of the Oldenburg.
Well, by no means a history buff, but I do know a little bit about the very beginning. I know in 1820, which is a really long time ago, in Germany, of course, that the first mandatory stallion licensing took place. And so that was kind of where, I guess, they decided, hey, we better start monitoring the quality, or, really starting to get organized here. And, things moved apparently really slowly, because then in 1861, they finally established a sort of a stud book. And it was, I use that term very loosely, because it wasn't until 1897 that they actually introduced a breeding association. And, here, obviously, we think of Germany as split up into East and West, but then it was split up into North and South. As far as the horses go, I don't know politically how that worked, but as far as horses go, it was North and South. And so then 1923 became more the modern organization that we recognize today, which is the Oldenburg Horse Breeders Association. But, I found it really interesting that it really took 100 years from the first inspection of stallions until they had a formal organized book, So I thought that was really interesting how long that took.
And they really started out as
basis of...
They started out, as I understand it, as carriage and farm horses back in the day. And
carriage, farm horses, police horses, military horses, as same as in dressage in general. Those were military patterns. So,
have you ever had one of them DNA tested? I read, I don't know if this is true, that there is Frisian ancestors in there. Have you ever done that to see what ancestors are in your horses?
I haven't from that perspective.
Okay.
Obviously, we have to do hair tests for genetics, but not so much. And I've obviously done it for disease and color and things like that, but not as far as, like the dogs where they say it's, 40% pit bull or something like that. So no, I haven't gone down that hole yet, but yeah, I've heard of just about anything popping up. I suppose it's similar to people.
Well, obviously
that wouldn't surprise me at all.
We know them today for dressage, show jumping, eventing, driving. They still obviously into driving, of course. What are I always wonder this, because we always hear about warmbloods, and usually they're they're categorized in one lump, right? They're warmbloods, and they're we know that there's a lot of different breeds in the warmblood family. What sets them apart from like a Hanoverian or a Dutch warmblood? Do you see a difference there?
Technically, Oldenburg isn't a breed. It's a breed organization. they're all warm bloods. And what, deciphers what we call Oldenburg is really geographical. So it's regional. So
Okay.
you have Westphalian and Hanover and Danish and Dutch and Oldenburg, and, you have all these different regions that ultimately breed warm bloods. So it's not technically a breed, but I understand where you're going with it. For me, Oldenburg, and I'm probably not the perfect person to ask this question of, but for me, Oldenburg is just a really open book. In other words, they're not hell-bent on a specific type or a specific, like they won't accept a jazz, or something like that. And you can't say that about some of the other regions. Sometimes they're, like we won't take a jazz sire, or we won't take, something like that. So, but Oldenburg, they've even accepted some PREs in the past here. So, it's a very open book as long as the performance is there, the type is there. And there's, obviously a 5-generation pedigree. So I just found it to be a really open, accepting book. And that's how I got started with it 20 years ago.
And I assume because of that, they come in all the colors.
They come in all the colors. Yep.
Yeah.
Not in my barn, but.
So what do you have? What colors are yours?
Well, everybody knows most of my horses are black, or at least dark brown, but that's only because 3 of my mares are homozygous. But I have a new chestnut mare and actually 2 new chestnut mares. So, you'll start to see some chestnut coming out of my barn. The one thing I won't do is grace, and that's just a personal preference. I don't want to clean it. I don't want to,
Jamie owns like 4 of them or 3 of them right now.
Yeah,
So
yeah, no, I get it. And it's obviously nothing more simple than that is, they're just difficult to keep clean. And for me too, I think they visually look a little bit slower in the arena, because their color's so close to the footing. But it's, it doesn't by any means, there's incredible gray horses out there. So,
and size-wise, yours coming in that 16.5 to 17 range?
Yeah, I try to be between 16.1 and 17.1. I don't tend to go smaller or bigger. My target really is 16.2 to 16.3. I just find that they're, the gates and the size are big enough to make a presence in the arena, but not so big that they don't stay sound, or you can't do, 10-meter circle without, being 6 years old. So, yeah, I just find that to be a nice, looks good on everybody kind of horse.
So I know different breeders have different ways of determining which stallions go with which mares. Do you have a secret sauce there, or?
Well, I can't share that, but
I didn't think you were going to answer that question, actually.
But, it's
I tried.
Really just, I know, why not, right? It's really just getting to know your mares and being incredibly honest with what you have, and just doing your homework, really seeing what foals are being produced and looking back several generations and things like that. And I've been blessed to have really super mares who, I have a couple you could breed to a goat and get something really nice. And so they kind of make me look good, So I'll credit to them.
Do you have is there a trait that's on the negative side for an Oldenburg that people would consider a negative? Like health-wise or otherwise?
I couldn't say that it's across the board, but, I think it's with any registry, you just have to really weed out the ones with, known neck issues, I think are a big one for me. I could care less about chips. I think those tend to happen, and it's just a function of, you're never going to prove why they happened. Is it genetic? Is it, environmental, those kind of things. So as long as it's not in the stifle, chips don't bother me too much, but neck and back and stifle, those have to be pretty sturdy. And, like any registry, there's some known ones, that kind of, are the buzz in the clouds, and you just kind of keep watching it and don't touch it and see what happens. But again, I think Oldenburg does a really good job of producing a good horse, and the jumpers too. The jumpers are incredible as well. So I don't, just target those comments to dressage.
So when a horse foals, when the baby pops out, what's the first thing you look for on the baby?
I obviously immediately am making sure that the umbilical is normal as far as not being too thick or thin or twisted, things like that. I want to see that they're breathing, that the eyes, that they have 4 legs and 2 eyes and 2 ears, it's kind of just an overall inventory. Beyond that, you really want to see that the foal has some energy and some desire to get up and is really, kind of motivated to get to the milk bar. Once they're up, then you really start looking at the legs, any deviations, any softnesses or tensions. Sometimes they can be quite buckled up from tight tendons, especially the ones with long legs, things like that. As long as all those things are good, I'm pretty happy for the first 24 hours. And then we start looking at IgG and heart rate and lungs and things like that. And, just make sure that they're able to grow up successfully. So, yeah, I really try to leave a lot of things to Mother Nature because it's been doing it right for a while.
Good point. We need to. That's our pull quote from today's show, Jamie.
Yeah.
So what's the biggest misconception people have about Warmbloods in general, or Oldenburg specifically? But I would say Warmbloods in general.
Warmbloods in general, I think, some people think that they're a little wild or crazy because, maybe in this country especially, we're more used to quarter horses and breeds that have, really generated from this country. Morgans are another one. And to some degree, that's true. I mean, we're asking these horses to, hopefully someday go around a Grand Prix test without a whip. So they do have to have some goal, for sure. And they have to be a little bit cheeky and they have to be confident. I mean, look at these arenas we're putting them in with flags and flowers and even, at Global, if anybody's seen some of our videos from last week, there was a piece of grass on the ground all the way around the arena, which my horses were like, oh my gosh, it's a pit of despair, because they only see light and dark. And we don't have that up north. And then you've got all the VIP tables around and everybody's, with their hats and their skirts and their plates and their glasses. And, it's a big environment. So they have to be somewhat arrogant and confident as well as, being forward. So, I certainly think in the younger years, you could certainly say they have a bit more energy than the average American breed, like a quarter horse, for example. But at the same time, I find them to be, incredibly deep in their heart and their desire to please the human. So it's, once you form that relationship with them, for me, it's the best thing going.
So do you just skirt if somebody's getting their first horse? Would you recommend an Oldenburg?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, that's good to know. I mean, sometimes we get a no on that question. So, and some of them it should be a no, right?
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, but again, it's such a breed. It's such a big book. I mean, you can get Oldenburgs that are pants on fire, and you can get Oldenburgs that are potatoes. So I wouldn't discourage anybody from Oldenburg or any other breed for that matter. But that the temperament and the amount of go matches what the rider's looking for. Yeah.
So I have one more question for you. I'll take this out if you don't want to answer it. And but it's come up in the show for the last month, and that is the price of horses right now. We all thought that they would really drop way down like everything else has after COVID, right? But they don't seem to have. What do you attribute that to?
If anything, I think they've gone up.
Yeah, what do you attribute that to?
COVID?
Why?
Yeah. Well, it's like anything else. I mean, everything's gone up, right? I mean, the price of cars has gone up, but it's because the cost of production has gone up. And that only works if people are willing to pay for it, right? You're only selling it if somebody's willing to pay for it, and that does mean that the prices have gone up and people are still willing to pay for it. Otherwise, the prices would come down regardless of cost of production. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's also, it's a big market. So I do think there's a percentage of the market that isn't willing to pay for it. But there's enough market left over that is willing to pay for it. And I think that's, as markets in general tend to shrink up from both sides, because it's the same on the breeder side. Like, we've lost a lot of breeders. Not just Oldenburg, but Warmbloods in general. We've lost a lot of breeders in the last 5 years to retirement, and they're just like, the profit margins aren't there. I'm quitting. So those of us that have remained have kind of taken up, that percentage of buyers. But I mean, our costs have gone up tremendously. I mean, before COVID, my hay was $175 a ton, and now it's $350 a ton. So my hay's doubled, my grain's doubled, my vet bills have doubled, my farrier bills have doubled. And I don't blame them because their costs have doubled. So it's just this trickle down thing. And I'm probably one of the few people out there that's grateful for the tariffs, because it's the only thing that gives us somewhat of a level playing field with Europe, because they're subsidized to some degree, and their their costs have been kind of established as far as hay and grain goes because it's such a small country. I have to truck my hay 2,000 miles from Montana.
Right.
So, I'm waiting for that price to go down, by the way, since fuel has gone down.
Yeah, we were waiting in Ocala for that,
we're
too.
Waiting.
I think we're going to wait a while for that one, actually.
I'm thinking so, too. And that's the thing, right? It's like once prices go up, do they ever come down? No. People just start enjoying more profit.
You were just talking about losing breeders. We just talked about Wednesday, the Hilltop Farm.
Hilltop's gone, Mo Swanson, I can name a whole bunch of them that, Mo used to produce 30 babies a year and it's dwindled over the last 10, but that's a hole that has to be filled. And I don't know how much breeding Hilltop was doing as far as production of horses, but, I'm not super familiar with that side of their business, but for sure. That's a big gap. They hold the stallion test. I don't know who's going to take that over. They were, that was kind of I kind of knew it was coming, but it was kind of a shock once you finally read
let's hope that 400 acres stays as a farm of some sort.
Yeah.
Not
it's
another
such an
housing
iconic
development.
Place.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, where can people find out more? Where can they see your horses?
Well, we've got a ton of social media presence with most of the bulk of things are under my personal name, Jen Vanover, for Facebook and Instagram, but we also have individual stallion pages on Facebook if one is of particular interest. And then Maplewood Warmbloods has its own Facebook page as well, because they only allow 5,000 perfect, direct friends. So my personal page is full, but you can always follow us on Maplewood Warmbloods as well. And then, of course, email and the website, I really work hard to try to keep updated. So you can go to maplewoodwarmbloods.com and see what horses we have and what's going on, news, scoring, those kind of things. I always try to do a good job and keep everything up to date.
Well, we appreciate you joining us today for our Breeds of the Alphabet. Thank you, Jen, and have a great day down there in Wellington.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
You can enjoy your favorite equine videos all in one place with Ride TV, the ultimate equine streaming platform. The newly relaunched Ride TV has all the series you love, like mini horses and ridiculous ranches, plus top-tier training videos and event footage from Horse and Rider On Demand and BarrelRacing.com. Live the action, learn from the pros, love the stories. Subscribe to Ride TV today for only $19.99 to see where your ride takes you. Visit ridetvgo.tv to subscribe.
It is almost time for Realli BAd Adz, but first, before we do that, Jamie, we have to go over the names that the auditors came up with for your new horse. You want to hear some of them?
Oh, goodness. Okay. Let's see. See what we got.
Well, the first one is, if it's not Spirit, don't talk to me ever again, Jamie.
I said that is the one I saw because she tagged me in it. And I was like, I laughed out loud. I was like, if it's not Spirit, don't talk to me. Like I can hear her. I don't know her, but I can hear her say that.
It's kind of the right color. Gunther. I don't know where that came from.
Well, Gunther is the guy in the coffee shop in Friends.
Oh, yeah, but I don't know.
I don't know why I know that.
I don't know either.
Just kicks in.
That was out of left field. Fred Astaire or Twinkle Toes, since he comes from a long line of dancing horses. Dare you to call him Twinkle Toes.
I think Chad would love that one.
Jubilee. Baker for Bakersfield.
Okay,
that makes sense.
I think I would like to lean just the blanket statement. I would like to leave his past in the past. I think you guys, after hearing this for weeks, know what? I'm good.
None of my suggestions were accepted. So Shiloh, he said he looks like a Shiloh.
Okay.
Mr. Dusty. I wonder how many buckskins are called Mr. Dusty. Tesoro, Spanish for treasure. Tesoro.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah, that's kind of good. Dice game.
Yeah, that's fairly accurate.
You could just call him Dice. Benito, kind of like that too. Since he's from California, he could be called Eureka.
Okay.
Here was a suggestion that he should be named Glenn. And I think that was out of the video from last week.
Remember Craigslist Carl?
Yes.
His name was actually Kyle when we bought him.
That's
but
right.
Larissa's husband is named Kyle. And Chad was like, I am not going to have you say you're going out to ride Kyle.
you
I
imagine
would
if you
say
used
it would
Glenn?
double. I'm heading out to ride Glenn. I really had to whip him today. I mean, he was just so rough.
Moving on. Gambler. Kind of like that name, actually.
That's a fairly accurate name as well.
Oh, this one is perfect. Absolutely perfect. Traveler. Again, a reminder.
Yeah.
Fernando. Oh, no, I love the next one. His full name would be Where's Waldo? And you'd call him Waldo. Okay, that one fits the best, I would say. Where's Waldo? Oh, that's
Thank God he's
perfect.
in my barn. I found him.
Jubal. I don't know where Jubal. The only Jubal I know is on FBI, the show FBI. Jubal Valentine.
So that name has come up a few times because his registered name is Jubiloso.
Oh.
So Jubal there is a radio show here in Oklahoma. I think it's based in Oklahoma City, and it's called Brooke and Jubal in the Morning. And I want to punch that guy so hard in the mouth every time I hear him that I'm like, I can't do it. It's got to just way off because I mean, like, I don't know that guy, but I know that guy. Like, I worked with that guy several times. Sorry, didn't mean to slam on somebody's radio show. I'm sure he's very nice. It's just me. It's not you, it's me.
Anyway, there was the suggestions from the auditors.
Okay. I did get a text from Rachel. She's like, there are a lot of options, but my favorite is Bill. Because what could be better than having a Craigslist Carl and a Bakersfield Bill?
Oh, that's perfect. That is perfect, Rachel. That's a great name.
Is it?
Yes.
We'll see.
Yes.
We'll see.
Perfect.
I'm going to, I a lot of times feel like I do let other people name my horses. Like Lucas names everything. Glenn's named a couple of them. Chad names them. This one's mine. I get to name one.
All right. Before we get to really bad ads.
Was that aggressive? Was that overly aggressive? I'm very tired. I want you guys
Yes.
to remember that I haven't
4 hours
slept.
of sleep. We have prizes on Really Bad Ads this month. And one of the prizes you heard us talk about last week was from Watercolor Western. And Florell is the person who runs that and does all the art. And I had a chance to catch up with her at the trade show and did this is like a 2.5 minute interview, did a short interview about what she does. And I thought I'd play it now, seeing she's kind enough to donate a prize this month. Well, one of the things that I always like to look for is unique art when we're at this event. And I found some unique art, and it's called Watercolor Western. We had an artist on the show just before Christmas that painted saddles. Actually took the saddles and painted them. And you paint saddles, but in a different way. So tell us about your art.
Yes, I do paint saddles and cowboy boots, but I put a little bit of a feminine twist on them. So I take inspiration from textiles and floral patterns. And my most popular saddle is the blue saddle, which was inspired by the ginger jar lamps that my grandmother had.
Or
that
think
are
old
blue and
style
white.
wallpaper.
Yeah, wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's a great example of a lot of the prints that I use on the saddles. So my goal with those is just to add...
Now, to be clear, you're making prints, not painting on saddles. I wanted to make that clear. I brought that up.
So
but these are prints you hang on your wall.
Yes. So I make everything watercolor. So it's all 2D art. I sketch everything myself.
I stopped here because it's so unique. I've never seen anything like this before. It really stands out.
Thank you so much. Yeah. So I start with a sketch, and then I paint everything by hand, and then I have them printed at a local print shop in Missouri. So I kind of do everything by hand myself, and
And you're Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
My co-host is in Norman, right down the road from you.
Yeah, I'm based out of Oklahoma City, so it's
your
a really
storm
great
shelter also the pantry like hers is?
No, it's in my garage. It's really sketchy, like in like a sliding door in my garage.
That's why she wouldn't do it. That's why she had the pantry built.
Yeah.
She figured if I'm going to be stuck in there, I could at least have food.
I know.
Yeah.
That is a great point. So true. So true.
It's absolutely beautiful. Now, you also take the prints and make them into cards and other things, right?
Yes. So I have cards, stickers, like vinyl stickers for your water bottles and cars, and then ornaments, which are new this year, and then keychains.
Where can people find it?
So you can find me on Instagram at Watercolor Western. You can also find me on my website, which is watercolorwestern.com. Now, those are more just like my personal connection with my followers and my collectors. I don't have a wholesale website up and running yet, but you can contact me because, like I said, it's just a one-woman show. But yeah, I'm so excited to be here. I think it is a unique space to be like in a feminine, elegant way of representing something so rugged and utilitarian like saddles. So that is kind of where I want to be.
And I see English saddles here as well. It's not just Western.
Yes. So I do English and Western. The Western is just kind of, I have more Western saddles available right now.
City. Yeah.
Yes. So I do plan on adding more and more English. I want to play around with like bits and horseshoes and stuff like that as well. I just haven't gotten there yet.
Very good. Well, congratulations on being here. I hope you sell a lot and get into a lot of stores out there. And we'll definitely send people to the website. Give it again.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
What's the website again?
Oh, I'm sorry. The website is watercolorwestern.com.
He says one thing and he means another, but hey, he can't help it. He's a horse trader. Horse trading. Well, it's a laissez-faire, let the buyer beware. Horse trading, they tell a low-down lie with a sincere stare. Horse trading, well, if they're talking in circles and the deal ain't square, he's a master in the fine art of persuading. Horse trading.
That's right. It is time for Really Bad Ads, that time of the week when we just share ads from Craigslist or Facebook and have a little bit of fun with them. And you just heard Watercolor Western. She donated a $250 gift pack. And that includes prints and a card pack and a sticker pack, like 3 different prints. So, I mean, you're getting a whole package there of art from her. Put it around your house, give it as gifts, whatever you want to do. And she does, it's watercolorwestern.com, and she has a coupon code for our listeners, HRN, for 20% off for the month of February on your entire order. So that's ending soon. So you're going to want to get your orders in the next couple of days, depending on when you're listening to this, because February's short one, remember. Can you believe we're almost at the end of February?
No, it's crazy.
And then we have another donation from Grace and Grit, a $100 gift card for one of her fantastic hats.
They're so cute.
Aren't they cute?
So practical. They're baseball caps with like these ear flaps that fold down so you can have your baseball cap on, ponytail through the cap, and then your ears are warm.
Yep. God, and they fold up and they snap up at the top, and they're really adorable. She has all the colors and they're stylish. This is not an Elmer Fudd hat that you get at Tractor Supply. So they're very stylish. And she also has a coupon code HRN, gets you 10% off your next hat that you buy there. So HRN for both of them. That's graceandgrit.com. Put links to these in the show notes. All right, let's do some really bad ads. And I think we have a lot of also submitteds we're not going to get to today. And they are Danielle, Cynthia, Caitlin, Adrienne, Alyssa, Christy, Beth, Patty, and Stephanie. Thank you for submitting. You're all entered into the drawings. We just don't have time to get to all of them. And you're first up. One you submitted, I think.
I found this one because, I mean, what better treasure trove of bad ads is Horses for Sale in Oklahoma page. Now, there are a variety of horse for sale pages. There are 500 and less, 1,000 and less, whatever. But this one is just horses for sale in Oklahoma. No price like necessary. So here is the title of this ad. Need 'em gone. That's a great start. just get the horse the hell out of here. About 4 to 5 grade gelding, selling as Greenbroke. He hasn't bucked in a while, but he has like a little bit in the past.
Which means a lot in the past.
I rode him last week with about a month off, and he did good, no buck. Even went on a trail ride with no one, with me. Wrong words. About 14.2. Dad is registered, but don't remember what previous owner said the name was. I just remember his dad was Calbred. I should have done this in all Oklahoma. What was I thinking?
You're tired.
I know. Been a handful of play days, and he's real sweet and in your pocket type of horse. He's just a tad bit skittish, but not crazy. 2K.
There you go. He bucks and he's skittish. But no, he's not crazy. You're fine.
I don't know who the hell he's bred by. That is registered, but I don't remember what they said when I bought the horse. I don't know.
I think the first line really sells me when I'm looking at a product to buy. Need him gone. That really makes me want to read the rest of the ad and go buy the horse.
Oh, that sounds like a fun one.
This person did not go to sales school, that's for sure.
No.
Nor was it written by AI, so there's that.
That is a win.
Aaron sent this one in. Everything horse in Vermont. Yankee Rose, a 16 one-hand OTTB mare known as Doodle, is presented for consideration.
Oh, God.
With exceptional conformation and a great personality, she is offered as a brood mare. This athletic mare requires a specific rider due to her athleticism. We feel she would be a great brood mare. I mean, look at her. She's beautiful. The punctuation's all messed up in this too. Exhibits strong
exclamation points for days.
Exhibits strong maternal instincts. Has turned out with yearlings. Makes her a prospect for being a mom.
Okay, no, it doesn't. Let's read between the lines.
Yes.
Here. She's so pretty, but she'll kill you. Like, this athletic mare requires a specific rider due to her athleticism. What, like a bronc buster? Like, come on, cowboys. Oh my gosh. And so here's what we do. If we can't ride, we breed. Great idea.
That's happened so many times in these ads. And I thought it was an AI ad because of the first sentence is presented for consideration. Who the heck says that? But then when we got to the athleticism part, I went, oh no. She probably started with AI and then changed it.
I don't think they do punctuation like that.
No, AI would have got the punctuation right too. It's just, who says that? Presented for consideration. I don't know.
Exhibits strong maternal instincts. That means she's a possessive.
Yes. Yes, probably a chestnut mare. Just saying, don't come at me. Send your hate mail to Jennifer@horseradionetwork.com.
It's like, what is geld that? Like, what we had to say, like, spay that.
Yes.
But we can't. Okay, so Marta sent the next one in, and this is from Saskatchewan, Canada. Fantastic. I love Canadians. Okay, Western Canada horse trailers and something else Facebook page. Goes off. Project horse trailer, 4-horse, straight load, gooseneck, 2 new tires, and 1 new axle. Can currently be hauled, but has no lights, and the jack is broken. How the hell are you going to haul it?
Not only that, it has 2 new tires, but this is a 4-tire trailer, and the other 2 tires are just completely missing. There's no tires there.
I can't see. The picture's so small.
I made it bigger. I looked at it. There's no tires on the front. It's just back tires. There are 2 tires missing, which probably means the axle is broke.
Wait, is that an axle on the ground?
Yes,
right next to the
that's the axle on the ground next to the trailer. And can you please tell us what color this is? It's unique. It's the first one we've ever had this color.
It's grayish.
It's kind of a baby blue, greenish.
Grayish, brownish.
It's an interesting color, but let me tell you what, you're gonna need more than 2 tires.
How can you say it can currently be? Oh, I know how you can haul it. You put it on a trailer.
Yes.
Obby.
Yeah. There was no price either on this one, so I'm expecting it to be $10 because that's about what it should be. Veronica sent this one in. It's a 2-year-old colt horse, $1,800. And it's a picture of a cute 2-year-old colt horse with an enormous Western saddle. He is a 2-year-old. No punctuation.
You did it to yourself.
I should have given this one to you. I always give you the hard ones. He is a 2-year-old colt horse, so he likes lots of attention, but he is really great. He would be a really great roping horse because he is short but powerful, and his dad was a red quarter horse, and his mom was a paint Pasifino. I have ridden him, so you if you know how about horses, but if you are not familiar with skittish horse, not so much.
Oh my God. Okay. So to me, the 2-year-old colt horse is like, it was like, you know how teenagers, they get those 4-H animals and they have to like grow up with them and then they have to sell them at the end of the season. That's what this is. Okay, you guys. He's like a 2-year-old colt, so he like lots of attention, but he's like really great. And he would like be a really great roping horse because he's like short but powerful. And his dad was like a red quarter horse, and his mom was a Pasifino. And I have ridden him. And so if you know about horses, but if you are not familiar, like with skittish horse, so not so much. Okay.
There were way too many U's in there.
There's a lot of
U's.
extra words.
$1,800 for best offer, by the way. So,
by the way, this is the second spelling of skittish that we've had, and neither were correct.
Yeah, we have a theme going today. Really skittish horses. Really skittish.
Or skiddish. Whatever. Katie sent the next one in, and this is from somebody's own personal Facebook page. I will leave her name out of it. Anyone looking to add a real pain in the ass to your herd, casually exploring selling this little beep to a great home? Not that he really deserves it. Elvis is 10 and intact. I've had him since he was on his dam. My mom thought it would be funny to put him on a trailer here from California without telling me a few years ago. And he has been wreaking havoc at my place since. Can we all say it together? Like, this is me talking here. Get it! What are you doing?
She's had it for 10 years and didn't think of that.
On a serious note, this is the friendliest little beep you'll find. He loves attention, loves people, might stomp your dog though. Could be a companion for your horse as long as it's equal parts a-hole and won't tolerate being bullied by pint-sized devil with little man syndrome.
He is tiny too. He's a tiny little mini donkey.
I did not understand that this was a donkey.
It's a tiny little mini donkey.
It's a mini donkey.
Your dog is bigger than that donkey.
I really do love Elvis, but he wants more attention than he receives here. Leads, stand tied, would probably jump in the back of your car if you ask, might be willing to just let him have a long-term spend the night party at a friend's house if interested.
I want him for a companion for Scooter. These two would be a chuckle to watch together.
But make sure that Scooter won't tolerate being bullied. Okay, I kind of want, I would gel that thing and just keep him in my house. He's so cute. And by the way, I realized that doing this really bad ads, we don't do this for people listening. We do this to entertain each other.
Yes. Oh, she wrote a comment under this ad.
Oh, there's a comment.
Yeah, would you read it? Elvis is going to have an extended spend the night party at a friend's place for a while. If anything changes, I will let everyone know. I am shocked there's been so many people interested in this pint-sized a-hole.
By the way, nothing was beeped or blurred. We did it ourselves.
Yes. Well, there you go. He looks cute. I'm
interested in the pint-sized a-hole.
Wendell sent this one in. We got some new names this week, so congratulations. Thank you.
Yeah.
Miniature Ponies Cute and Cart Trained, $3,000 in Savannah, Missouri. It's the names here that make the ad. Smiling Jack and Skunk Tail will be great for your backyard, petting zoo, or little kid riding lessons. Thanks for looking. Skunk Tail. Smiling Jack and Skunk Tail. And describe the picture, Jamie.
Can I just tell you that I think I found the name of my new horse?
Skunk Tail.
Skunk Tail. They are two little sell-well looking ponies.
Yeah,
one
very
white,
fat.
one black, very fat, standing on grass. I'm sure if you turn them sideways, you could detect the laminitis.
Do you know when you take a picture using your telephoto lens on your phone, how and you going a really long way away, how fuzzy it gets?
Yeah, so these horses were probably 7 miles back, and they just kept zooming, and then they get this.
Why
blurry...
did they have to take the picture from 7 miles back, Jamie?
Because you can't catch them, Glenn. That would be my guess.
That'd be an accurate assessment, I think.
Oh, good. That's so good. Teresa sent this one in. Female pony, $1,400 in Lebanon, Ohio. I'm loving all the Craigslist ads today. This is fantastic. I have a female buckskin. Oh, ain't no punctuation in this. I have a female buckskin pony. She will be 2 in April. She has been being worked on something with so
God, this is the worst ad ever.
It hurts my eyes.
This is the worst ad we've had in 15 years.
What's so crazy is reading something terribly has to be so painful to listen to. And people like you guys keep coming back.
We're not making this up.
We don't make it up.
You can ask Teresa. She sent it in.
It makes me feel really stupid reading this. Okay. Worked on some things like touching her, brushing her, walking her on lead rope to jying her up. She is great pony. We thought she would have got bigger is why we got her, but we can't use her for anything. All our kids are grown up. It says that we could ride her full grown, but in my opinion, she's too small.
Unfortunately, we don't have a picture of this, Jim. Oh my God, Teresa, that was one of the worst written ads we've had. It's just there were a lot of words that didn't make any sense together.
They don't go together. They don't think that goes there. No,
if I would have guessed that had been translated from a foreign language, but apparently not. It was in Lebanon, Ohio. So,
I mean, seriously, but and one of my favorite movies, The Princess Bride, where he's like, I do not think that means what you think that means. That is how I felt reading it. I'm like, I don't think that word means goes where you think it goes.
One last one. This is sent in by Faye. This is quality horses in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia.
Oh, God. Oh, God. The first line.
That's all it is. There's really only 3 lines. And it's the first line that says it all. It's an 11-year-old with 1 ball. That's it. Used for trails and everyday riding. Would make a great barrel horse. I don't know how if they didn't do barrels with it, but has 1 ball. Do you need to castrate them if they have 1 ball?
Yes, and it's very expensive.
We learned that last week. Do they charge double if they only have 1? You think it'd be the other way.
You would think, but it turns out, no, it's a lot more expensive. So good luck selling your horse with 1 ball. Now, just to finish up Really Bad Ads today, I got sent this.
By the way, there'll be no post show today because I have an obligation I have to get to. So
this is the post show right here.
This whole show's been a post show.
You know what? Yeah, exactly. You know what? If you don't want to hear this, I would turn it off. Okay. Like this is a
adults only for the next ad.
I mean, because it's just that weird. Okay. Here's the ad. Seeking, and this is on Craigslist. And again,
did you find this one?
No, somebody sent it to me. Because it's in Norman, Oklahoma, and it frightens me. Seeking an instant wife of sorts. First, let me state to you that this is again, no punctuation. This is very Oklahoma. First, let me state to you that this posting is extremely real and I'm very serious for what I'm looking for. I really am looking for a woman who wants to move in. After getting to know me a little bit and me getting to know her a little bit and living like husband and wife, I'm just not legally married. But if we get married within a year or so, that would be great. If not, we can live with that. You got to be single. You can't smoke or use marijuana in any way. No children, no pets. I do really live in Oklahoma, so you're going to have to make the trek up to move in with me. I'm also looking for a woman who's more on the submissive side or very submissive side. One of the two. If you want to take the robe or the lead in this relationship, we ain't going to work out. I'm a dominant man.
Oh, my God.
Again, this is shockingly close to my house. When you text me, I really need you to send me 3 photographs of yourself. I also need to know your first name and your age. If you're under the age of 21, as long as you're not under the age of 18, that's okay. So he has standards.
He's 55. He didn't mention that, did he?
Hey, Patty, I think this is actually really close to your house. Hey, that's my neighbor who listens to this show. Patty should be scared. I can work with that if he's over the age of 18.
I'm sure he can.
I really prefer a woman who is over the age of 30, but under the age of 45. I'm 51 years old, just to let you know.
Oh, my God. I was right.
I will, of course.
His minimum or his maximum age was 22?
No, he's 51, but he'll take somebody between 18 and 21 if you want to move in with
That's
him.
what I mean. His maximum age is 21.
Well, he said he will take somebody, but you got to be under the age of 45 no matter what.
Oh, okay.
Which is,
all right.
okay. So, I mean, he's not that creepy, Glenn. God. I am 51 years old, and just to let you know, I will, of course. You will, of course, what? Reply back and ask you. So the next sentence, obviously. Duh. Reply back and ask you some questions. And of course, I will share what I looked like.
Looked like? Yeah, it's 30 years ago.
I'll show you what I used to look like. I will share what I looked like within the first 5 or 6 text messages.
Oh, my God.
Please only reach out if you're serious and you are going to be coming to move in with me. If you don't like how I look, you're welcome to tell me this. I ain't going to hold it against you. I'm very blunt and straight and to the point, and I don't beat around the bush. I'm also a jack of all trades. I live way out in the country.
I bet he does.
In a very tiny place with my 3 little dogs. It's more like a cabin or a cottage.
I bet it is. And we really need to call the police to go check his basement.
Okay, so I would like to read some of the comments.
Oh, I bet they're good.
This one says, that sounds like the world's... That sounds like the world's laziest serial killer.
Yeah, you come to me. I'm not even going to go out and stalk you. I don't have time for that.
Diane says the number one...
You know
the number one rule he forgot to mention is that she can never go in the basement.
See, then that what I said, check the basement.
Sammy says, well, that's a Dateline episode.
Yeah. Yes.
Kevin says, this is how you end up in a freezer.
We all had the same thought.
Jesse says it's sad because they're so lonely, but weird because why can't you be social enough to not be murdery? Katie says, grossly, this is actually more common than you think. This is why we would choose the bear. You ever hear that?
Yes.
Would woman choose to be in the woods with a man or a bear? And like everybody said bear. This is why we choose bear. Kim says it puts the lotion on the skin.
Oh, God.
One lady said I'm booking
Hannibal
my
Lecter
flight.
reference there.
One lady said I'm booking my flight right now. Stephanie said, and she was never heard from again. See, we can do a murder podcast and get all the ratings, Glenn.
We could do the murder bad ads podcast. We could just do bad serial killer ads.
Elaine says it really says something that the most surprising part of this to me is that he would prefer a woman over 30. All right. And finally, somebody put a bunch of musical notes. Alexandra has like a lot of musical notes, and it says, dumb ways to die. Okay. Thank you. Good night. That was your post show. This is, if you're not an auditor, this is the kind of crap you miss with the post show.
Do you know how many people probably messaged him, sadly?
There, I didn't even read to all the people that were trying to, somebody message him so we can get pictures. We want pictures. Everybody was trying, and he left his phone number on there, and they're like, this is going to be like shooting fish in barrel. I'm going to find this guy. But then I just got spooked when I saw how, you know, like I said,
how close he was.
Yeah. I'm in the circle on the Craigslist ad, and Patty, you are also in the circle, and Pamela, you might be in the circle too. It's all of us girls right around here. This guy could be my next door
sheriff
neighbor.
Myself. I'm just asking for a wellness check. Or you know that swatting. You know what swatting is?
No.
When somebody calls in, this is very bad. When somebody calls into a celebrity and says they're holding a hostage, and that SWAT actually shows up at their house.
No, so we should do that.
We should legitimately do it for this guy.
His number's on there, you guys. Just text him a photo of you within the first 3 to 4 texts, and he will, in the next 5 to 6, text you a picture of what he looks like.
I'm just glad he doesn't know how to listen to a podcast. That's what I'm glad about.
Who knows? He might be listening right now. If that's you, please give me a call. I have to know what you look like.
Don't do it.
Don't call me. Like, don't show up here.
Don't challenge him.
Facebook me.
I wish him the best of luck. We wish you the
Good
best of
Lord.
luck.
He's just looking for love, Glenn.
That's it.
Or a roommate.
I'm sure it's all upbeat and legitimate. I'm sure it's fine. It's all fine.
We choose the bear. I choose the bear.
And on that note, to end our show, I always had a picture of him in his cabin in my mind. I'm just going to end it with it's National Strawberry Day, and it's also National Koala Day. Or Kahlua Day. I'm sorry, not koalas. Kalua's different
That is
beast.
a whole different thing.
I don't like Kahlua. Do you like Kahlua? I'm not going to be. I love strawberries,
think
not
that
Kahlua.
Combining the two sounds awesome.
Well, you can do that this weekend, and you'll be right
All
in
right.
style.
With my new pony, I'm going to go play with my new pony. Love you, bye.
We expect pictures after you clean them up and bathe them, okay?
Oh, I got to give this sucker bath. He is like